Right friends, welcome back to Capsule-1, AUNG San visit to India. In fact, nothing came out of the visit, but let us learn some aspects as far as India and Myanmar is concerned, and some of them may be repetitive because for the past 1 year, during several occasions, we discussed about India and Myanmar in Spotlight. And look into this map. India and Myanmar has got border with the 4 states. Myanmar has got border with the 4 states in the country. And before going into that, what is the capital of Myanmar? Capital of Myanmar is Naypyidaw. Currency is Kyat, and predominantly religion is the Buddhism, and population is around 5.5 crores. And it has got border with the 4 states: Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. Please look into this slide. And it is part of ASEAN group. ASEAN has got 10 countries. ASEAN means Association of the Southeast Asian Nations, and at the same time 4 underdeveloped countries among ASEAN are termed as CLMV countries. So Myanmar is one of CLMV countries, and at the same time RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, that is going to be concluded shortly if everything goes well, and Myanmar is also included in RCEP. And I would like to tell you, RCEP is the proposed free trade agreement among 16 countries. Among the 16 countries, there are 10 ASEAN nations. Along with the 10 ASEAN nations, there are 6 other countries. The 6 other countries are India, China, Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand. So these 16 countries are going in for free trade agreement, which is known as Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP. At the same time, don't forget, TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership, was recently agreed upon among 12 countries. So these things please don't forget. And when you look at Myanmar, General Aung San, he was responsible for bringing Burma's independence from British rule, and he was assassinated 6 months before independence. And present day leader Aung San Suu Kyi is the daughter of General Aung San. Then if you look at a glance at the state of affairs, the constitution was drafted by the military in Myanmar, and Article 59F says that anyone with the foreign children is ineligible to become president. That's why, though she is enjoying real power, her designation is a state councillor. I am talking about Aung San Suu Kyi. And here another important aspect as per the constitution is 25% of the seats in parliament are reserved for military. They are unelected armed forces, and at the same time commander-in-chief, that means the head of military, will nominate 3 important ministers, that is Home Affairs, Defense and Border Affairs. So this is as per the constitution of Myanmar, and Aung San Suu Kyi is a state councillor, and she is the real head of government and the leader of National League for Democracy, and the president is Tinkia, but technically he is president, but real power is enjoyed by Aung San Suu Kyi. As I have already told you, because of constitutional bar, she cannot become president. And major challenges in Myanmar. Actually, Myanmar is under military rule since 1962, and the country is mostly isolated, underdeveloped, and one of the poorest nations in Asia. And socio-economic schemes. You may ask, what is meant by socio-economic scheme? Socio-economic schemes are nothing but subsidies, then subsidized LPG, subsidized rice, subsidized wheat, old age pensions. These are all socio-economic schemes. They reach only 3% of the population, and bringing millions out of poverty is the real challenge for Myanmar. Then destruction of forests is the real problem. Almost the country has got 3rd highest rate of deforestation in the world. Another problem is poor industrialization, poor infrastructure in the rural hinterland, and poor HDI rank. These indicate a lot more needs to be done by Aung San Suu Kyi. As I have already told you, military controls 25% of the seats in parliament, and constitutional amendment requires more than 75% votes in parliament. Hence, major legislations through constitutional amendments are ruled out without military support. So, military support for Aung San Suu Kyi is very much essential if she wants to push reforms. Arrangement of Aung San Suu Kyi, Tinkya, whether it is going to be successful in the long run, we have to wait and see. For the time being, world accepted that the real leader is Aung San Suu Kyi, but technically the president is Tinkya. Then there are several ethnic groups. That is the biggest challenge for Myanmar, bringing ethnic groups onto the negotiating table, establishing peace among various ethnic groups. That is the real challenge, and some of the ethnic groups are allegedly supported by China. And can the new government tackle the legacy of half a century of civil wars in ethnic minority communities? And Rohingya Muslims, they are living without civilizational rights, and majority religion, that is the Buddhists, are resorting to oppression on Rohingya Muslims. This is the unfortunate incident, and trust between Buddhists and ethnic minorities is too low, and at the same time trust between military and ethnic groups is also too low. And China has built up economic, political and defense cooperation with Myanmar over the years, and recently there was some strain in the relations between both the countries, because some time back Myanmar government halted the construction of meat zone project, and this strained the relations in recent times. And recently government of Myanmar announced that it will be looked at once again. That means restarting the project will be looked at once again, as stated by Myanmar's government. And if you look at India and Myanmar in perspective, some insurgency groups are operating from the territory of Myanmar across the border. As I have already told you, 4 states have got border with Myanmar, that is Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. And second one is a trilateral highway, which is very, very important to connect the northeastern part of the country with the ASEAN region. This connects Moreh in Manipur to Mesot in Thailand. It passes major portion through Myanmar. It is not going on the expected lines. Then the other project, that is BCIM corridor, 2,800 kilometer BCIM corridor that connects Kolkata to Kunming. It will immensely benefit Myanmar, but the present status and India's stand is not known. Then Kalatan multimodal transit transport project will benefit northeastern part of the country. It will establish one of the shortest possible links through sea, Kaladan river, and especially Mizoram will be benefited a lot once this project comes up, but it is going on in slow motion, and the infrastructure in Myanmar is not satisfactory, and apparently it may tilt towards China for its infrastructural requirements. And present status after Aung San Suu Kyi assumed power. Aung San Suu Kyi assumed power, and it is almost 6 months. She visited United States of America, she visited China, she visited India, and I listed out some points here. Army and the government's relationship almost became stable. It is too early to say, but after looking at the governance for 6 months, both army as well as civilian government, both are working with their respective red lines. One is not interfering into other, and how long it will go on, we have to wait and see. And Aung San Suu Kyi is the government's public face, and she is being accepted as the top representative from Myanmar by almost all the countries, and at major international meetings also she is being recognized as the top representative from Myanmar. And the biggest challenge is bringing various ethnic groups onto the negotiating table, and the government is trying to revive peace among the warring ethnic groups. And the case in point is government started 21st century Panglong Peace Conference. This Panglong Peace Conference was held for the first time in 1940s so as to ensure a truce, but for the past 60-70 years, ethnic groups are fighting one with the other, and they are fighting with the army, and so as to ensure peace, the government revived 21st century Panglong Peace Conference. And the unfortunate aspect is, in the National League for Democracy's second rung of leadership is almost absent, and she already started high-profile foreign policy engagements with the USA, China, India after assuming power. And if you look at the outcome of this, 3 agreements or MOUs were signed, basically to assist insurance, power and banking sectors. India offered to scale up power supply from Moreh in Manipur to Tamu in Myanmar, and India will be a partner in a pilot LED electrification project at a site designated by the government of Myanmar. And both the countries agreed to cooperate in security and strategic issues, and India extended support to Myanmar for a better connected future. More than this, nothing came out of the visit. So that's why I discussed various issues with regard to Myanmar and how India-Myanmar relations will shape up vis-a-vis Myanmar-China relations will only be evident with the due passage of time, because it is too early to comment, because she took over almost 6 months ago. So friends, with this let us conclude this first capsule on Aung San Suu Kyi in India. Have a nice day. Please do join for other capsules. Have a nice day. Thank you.